project. Tonight, Pete Murray joins us at the desk, plus two of our favourite project alumni, Helliar and Gorgi Coghlan drop by one last time. We are live from the lands of the Coghlan Nation tonight with Susie Youssef and Nick Cody.
Guys, I just want to say tonight is my last show on the project, and the first time I got to host was 2.5 years ago, and it was the day that Russia invaded Ukraine, and I haven't kept up with the news since then, but I like to think I've left the world in a better place.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Oh, Cody, you're just absolutely divine. It's been I'll start crying already.
Yeah.
Okay, now when this show first hit TV screens, Kevin Rudd was PM, Nokia ruled the mobile market, and hair and pants made the mainstream. A lot has changed in the last 16 years, but perhaps the biggest game changer, the meteoric rise of AI. And unlike hair and pants, it isn't going anywhere.
First we were afraid. We were petrified.
An imminent threat.
Human extinction.
Feared AI would take our jobs. We'd have no place to hide.
None of us will have a job.
AI willing to kill humans.
But we grew strong. Look how far we've come along.
In the last 2 to 3 years, it's really become super mainstream.
Even those who aren't embracing AI are likely using it anyway. The TV show pics that pop up on your streaming app, that's AI. Unlocking your phone with Face ID, AI. And when Google Maps alerts you to traffic jams, road closures, or the fastest route, AI.
AI is obviously omnipresent on the web in the way how we consume many social media networks. A lot of that information is pre-filtered and pre-sorted for us.
AI is steering the future of safer self-driving cars. Smart speakers use AI to monitor a baby's breathing and detect heart attacks. It can cut down a GP's paperwork and help surgeons perform procedures that are faster, more accurate and less invasive.
AI can now look at MRI scans, and Alzheimer's disease, for instance, can be identified very early on.
And if you'd like an image of me as a flying dinosaur rapping about my love of mollusks, AI has your back. Shell, yeah. I'm in love with a clam, pearl in the middle. Don't give a damn. But it isn't without its issues.
We'll see a lot of our work environments change quite radically. I was going to say 10 years, perhaps 5 years ago, but I think in the next 12 months.
The International Monetary Fund has warned AI could affect nearly 40% of jobs globally. In January, Apple suspended a new AI feature for generating misleading news headlines. And then there are students using AI to pass exams.
HSC cheating doubles.
People also have valid concerns around sustainability and the environmental impact.
Perhaps AI's greatest act of skullduggery? I didn't write this package. ChatGPT did. Jokes. I totally did. Or did I? Shell, yeah. It's a mollusk mood. We groove with the gooey and the briny and shrewd. Shell, yeah.
Before we get to our guest, excellent from you. Professor Toby Walsh is the Chief Scientist at the University of New South Wales AI Institute. Professor, there are the concerns around what AI is going to replace or how it's going to work as a tool. What I'm interested in, though, is what it could do to us, how it's going to affect us. How do you think it will?
That's a great question, because we're already starting to see it is changing us. There's some interesting brain studies just come out of MIT showing that when we use ChatGPT to write our essays, it doesn't activate our brains as much. So it might start dumbing us down. And there's also some really interesting work just come out of Germany showing that we're starting to sound more and more like the robots. That they analysed YouTube videos since ChatGPT came out. And three things they noticed is that we use language much like the chatbots. We use sentences constructed much like the chatbots, and we break everything down into 3 items.
So, Professor, hang on, am I getting this right? We've been so concerned that the robots are going to become like humans, when really we should be concerned that the humans are turning into robots.
Exactly, yeah. and you know, I worry that the computers might become smarter than us because we've dumbed ourselves down, not because the computers got any smarter.
Professor, another fear is that ultimately they'll take our jobs, that AI will take over, it's ramping up so quickly. Is there a flip side to that?
Well, I can understand why presenters on the project are worried about unemployment, but technology is...
Oh, too soon, buddy. Too soon.
Too soon. But, yeah, technology has always taken jobs away, but it's also always created jobs. And there's almost, unlimited amounts of work, looking after the young, looking after the sick, looking after, retired TV presenters, much of it done by women, much of it not very well paid, that we could actually pay people to do. I think the question is, how do we tax the billionaires to be able to afford it?
Are you saying that the new show on Channel 10 that's replacing the project is entirely AI?
Well, there are countries where they have trialled out TV presenters that are AI generated, yes.
But Toby, if we're talking about 40% of jobs being affected, I don't even know how to begin to process 40% of a population suddenly needing new work and jobs that they may not be suitable for. Do we even have the capacity as societies to deal with that number of people?
Well, we did it once before. More than 50% of the population were employed in agriculture and farming before the Industrial Revolution. Today in Australia, it's less than 3% of the population. So over 40% of people changed their jobs. But, we had 50 years to do that. The Industrial Revolution didn't happen overnight. But I think the real challenge that AI poses is it seems to be happening overnight.
All right, Toby, I don't know what to make of this future. We won't be part of it. Thank you very much, though, for joining us on one of the last shows we'll ever do. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
It is.
Call it as I see it.
Now, this may be our second last show, but you know what will never end? Politicians doing and saying things they absolutely shouldn't.
So every kid in Australia, school, every kid in Australia was not handed a rifle.
Every kid in Australia had a rifle.
I don't think that's accurate.
Like 2 words, wow, amazing.
I remember being 21 years old and I think I did a nudie run.
How's it going? Oh, we need an extra pair of hands, so we're happy to see you. Here you go.
A curry for the country, I love it. I love Indian food. It's my favourite food.
People are entitled to their sexual proclivities. I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. But I ain't spending any time on it because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
The full financial commitment of the Commonwealth Government to this shitty city shaping.
We intend to make sure that some other people get the rough end of the pineapple.
You said here? Yeah, you gotta do it.
Let's put a pub, not a hospital. Get the pub up and going.
I don't know about the pub, but we're going to build a hospital first.
I think it was Winston Churchill that said, taxing your way out of a budget crisis is like lifting yourself up by the handle, lifting yourself, standing in a bucket with the handle.
Every student will undertake the best method, making sure that we support the profession.
You are full of it. Absolutely full of it. Jen, would you like to say something?
And poor Tony Abbott sitting at home eating an onion thinking, what have I got to do to get on this list?
All right, we are off to a break. See you soon.
Well, it's the MasterChef moment every salivating fan awaits. The challenge which sees one chef's creation get a spot on the shelves at Coles. We had Samit Saigal's simmer sauce last year and Rue with her barbaroo sauce, of course, in 2023. Yes. But this year's competition brought a brand new tasty twist.
You need to come up with your very own ice cream flavour.
Whoever wins this challenge will have their ice cream rolled out across the country.
My ice cream is sticky date pudding. I just have to nail it.
Congratulations, Laura!
Wow, would you please welcome ice cream extraordinaire, Laura! All right, let's do this. I don't want to waste any time. We've got the ice cream here. Congratulations, you are on an ice cream bucket.
That's so
which
cool.
Must be an all-time life achievement. We're going to eat. You tell us how much this means to you.
Okay, so begin. And there's no shame about how many spoonfuls you're going to shove into your mouths right now. But this, for me, it's like screams winter. It's my mum's sticky date pudding recipe that I turned into ice cream. So it's like comforting, sit on the couch with your Jimmy Jams on. It's heaven. I think it's just wholesome, It's a little bit naughty, but it's a small tub. So, yeah, it's a goodie.
Amazing.
Laura, it is.
You're right, thank you.
It is absolutely beautiful. I'm looking at the ingredients just going, what a haven of my allergies. Can you please tell me, is there anything sexier than sticky date pudding?
No, just think of like any kind of like self-saucing pudding, that like gooey sauce or caramel butterscotch you pour on top. I mean, like the goo factor is romance. Like that is what you want to have on a date.
I don't think the phrase "the goo is romance" has been said on the project before, so thank you, Lara.
It's actually what I write in my Valentine's cards.
Hey, Laura, because I didn't get any ice cream, can I have a little treat? Who won MasterChef?
I mean, I know it's your second last day on this show, but like I really can't say anything.
Come on, we won't tell.
Laura, what if you just like whispered it to us? You mouth it, and then if people can lip read, that's on them.
All right, actually, sister, say it with your eyes. Oh my goodness!
I wasn't expecting
that. Neither was I.
Yeah,
That's a real surprise.
That's a big shock. That's a big shock.
Oh.
Laura, thank you so much, firstly for the ice cream, but also for joining us. We so appreciate it. You're a star.
Thank you.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And good luck for the rest of your shows. You guys are absolute superstars. I will miss watching you every night.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, lovely.
Thank
you.
I'll be seeing that.
I know. We've just got to continue. You're watching The Project. We'll be back after this. Sorry, Susan. This is The Project.
Our next guest is a staple of Australian music who's been soothing our souls since the early 2000s, and he's still bringing his feel-good tunes to the masses. Would you please welcome Pete Murray?
Hi, guys.
Great to have you again.
Yeah, nice to be back.
We have to ask in the current context, did you write the song Better Days
For this
knowing
show?
that in 20
Yes.
years we'd need it?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea. No idea. Well, you know, it is a sad moment. This is finishing up, but you know, I'm sure you guys you'll go back to social benefits and get that sorted, won't you? You'll be looked after.
You could write new songs about it.
Yes.
Yes. To your single social benefit.
But you do have a new single called Home to Me.
Yeah.
What's home to Pete Murray?
My family is home to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are, you think of the family, it takes you home, and that's the special place for you. That's what love is.
Well, love for me is a woman by the name of Taylor Swift, and I've been told that you've pulled a Swiftie.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, I was the one that started that, saying I pulled a Swiftie, because Taylor re-recorded her old songs so that she would own the masters. And I've done the same now. So I've released my first one, Better Days, which is Pete's version now. So I pulled a Swiftie. I thought that was good because she's sort of done it the right way now, and mine is out there, and there'll be more to come as well.
So is it a similar situation? You want to re-record it and own the new recording? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, I think, for me personally, I think every artist should own their songs. And it's the master. And I feel... look, I have nothing against the record label. We've had a great relationship for a long time, but I just haven't really earned any money from that. And I think it's after a long time you go, nothing's really come through here, and you realise it's not such a great deal for you. So those masters are great for artists to earn a royalty off.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you're constantly on the road working, and that's the trick of it. I think you really want to try and have that ownership over those songs, and then you control it as well.
So should we put them side by side? Because I'm always interested in when someone does this.
Yes.
How close it is to the original, do you want it to be, all this sort of stuff. So this is an example of the original.
I've seen better days.
Everyone immediately is taken back.
And now?
Shall we hear the new one?
I've seen better days.
It's different.
It's quite different.
It is. It's a different key. So what I tried to do with these new versions is to play them how I play them, record them how I play them live. So there's a bit more energy, there's a bit more instrumentation in there. That's in a different key. And it's just, I think, also probably just out of respect for the label, having something that's not exactly the same. I think Taylor did exactly the same.
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered doing that. It was too hard.
I have to say, though, when we were listening to it, you sound free. You sound unshackled in these new versions. Is that how you feel when you're listening back?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's exciting to release all these old songs, and everything I'm doing new now as well, I own. I think... like I've said, it's just important for the artist to own that master. I feel like I'm doing my own thing now. I feel like I can do whatever I want to do, and it's great.
And now that you've got all this money, do you want to buy the project?
Is it, how many $100 was it worth?
Now, in your publicist's words, you are fanging off to Torquay the second you leave.
I'm already starting to go down.
Torquay. How's the tour going?
It's been going fantastic, guys. Honestly, it's my first solo acoustic tour that I've done in this country. I'm telling stories about my journey, my career, how it all happened, because it's funny how it happened. You know, like it's really, if you look back, I kind of look at it and go, is it luck or is it fate? Too many things happen to make me realise that it's fate that's pushed me into music. But it's a really interesting story. So people love these stories and also they love the songs. It's a big sing-along. So it's been so much fun. I don't think I'll ever go back to the band. I love it so much.
Oh, wow.
Don't get scared, band. I will play you.
Well, Pete's new single.
He's loaded now.
Yeah, he's all right. He's out now. He's on that tour. Tickets are available. You can check on our website. Would you please thank Mr. Pete Murray?
Getting ready to bid the project farewell, we are for some tips for some very knowledgeable youngsters who are watching the project.
Well, many have done it before me, but I had the absolute privilege of chatting to some little legends about some big issues over the last few years, and I've saved the best for last. This is how they taught me how to say goodbye. Why do we say goodbye?
Because you're leaving. Because it's nice to say goodbye instead of just going like this. Because you will miss them. Because you love them and you really just want to stay with them.
How do you say goodbye? Like at the end of the day when you leave school, say I'm your friend and it's the end of the day at school and I'm like...
No, we're not.
But we're just pretending for this. If I was to say, bye, Charlie, how would you say goodbye to me?
But I don't even know your name.
OK, so my name's Susie. So
that's a nice name.
Thanks so much. So if you're leaving somewhere and you don't want to say goodbye, what can you say instead?
Right about then. I don't usually say anything till we start. I'll go, bye.
OK, Sunday's out. When you leave a party, do you say goodbye to everyone or do you just leave?
No, just like my friend, because isn't that weird?
It is a bit weird to say bye to everyone.
Like, where some people are a murderer.
Yeah. I think it would be good to say goodbye to the murderer. You don't want to get him angry. Do you know what I mean?
No.
OK. Have you ever felt sad to say goodbye to anyone?
A lot of people. My pet stick insect, but she died. It made Sue so sad that she didn't want to bury her with me and Mum.
Yeah, it's hard to say goodbye sometimes, isn't it?
Yes. My dog that I had a long time ago, and I drew a picture of him. All the times that I see him, I always feel sad. I've got a friend called Florence. She lives in Sydney. I used to live across the hallway from her, but we never get to see each other for real life.
So the project's been on TV for 16 years, but next week it's going to be over. They're going to cancel the show.
Why don't you keep the TV show on?
I wish we could, but we can't. They've cancelled the show. So I have to say goodbye to everyone at work. What sort of presents do you think I should buy them to say goodbye?
Candles, new computers. You give them a hug and a high five. A cuddle. Give them a big hug. A dog.
A dog?
Because they'll always lick you.
Because they'll always lick you, and that's nice. What do you think they should buy me?
Candle.
Candle? Back to candles, yep. It's a solid gift.
A hug?
Yeah, maybe I could walk in the shop.
$1,065 Infinity dollars.
That would be most welcome.
A life heart cake. A golden house.
A golden house is a very good idea, and I hope someone's taking note of that. What other expensive items should they buy me?
A big lollipop.
A big lollipop? OK, I'll take that if the golden house is also on the table still.
A Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini? OK. Well, you heard them, executive producer Chris Bendel.
Get them a Ronaldo T-shirt.
A Ronaldo T-shirt, that's a great idea.
Get them a Messi T-shirt. Messi is bad.
Why? Isn't he one of the greatest of all time?
No, Ronaldo is.
Oh, beg your pardon.
They could also have photos of them.
They could give me photos of them so I don't forget their faces.
Yeah, so you can remember them forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
That's a great idea. I could have a whole gallery of faces of people from the project. I would love that, mostly.
How would you say goodbye?
Thank you so much for asking. I think that I would tell the people that I worked with that I loved them and that I was really grateful for all of the experience that they gave me. And I would say that it's not really goodbye because I hope I'm going to see them again. Hopefully on a show that pays us all a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good way to say goodbye?
Yeah. Bye, Susie.
Bye.
See you later, alligator. Don't forget your calculator.
Don't forget your calculator.
I got you! Gone already. See you later,
Was it the
alligator.
Golden House? The Golden House got you,
it
didn't it?
was the hug and a high five. You joking?
Was it the way Charlie bullied me? Yep.
A classic Ronaldo fan, can I just say?
Oh my gosh. Easily one of the greatest privileges of my time on the project has been doing those interviews. When they asked me to do them, I was like, I don't really know how they'll go. And from day one, it was just surprising and incredible. Just absolutely incredible. I'm so, so grateful. I have to say a big shout out to those beautiful kids at Coburg Primary School, except Charlie, you know why.
You're the most beautiful people to do those interviews because you radiate joy and light. And those kids can see that because they're in a safe, warm space. So they can be themselves and be that funny.
All those lovely things that you said, that you would say to colleagues goodbye, you haven't said. I haven't said that yet. So, still waiting. It is time for us, though, to say goodbye to Perth because you are off to watch the Matildas take on traditional rivals Slovenia. Go Tillies. The rest of the country stay with us.
Oh, OK, I've got to dry my eyes. For everyone else, let's get into more of today's top stories. And the NATO summit in the Netherlands has wrapped up and Donald Trump's gone home happy. He's claimed a, quote, monumental win for the US after most NATO allies agreed to a significant boost in defence spending. The US president also earned himself a new nickname after he defended his use of the F-bomb to describe the Israel-Iran conflict.
They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easier to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to get stopped.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you Daddy earlier.
He did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
An endurance athlete from WA has set a new world record after winning the backyard ultramarathon held on a Queensland cattle station. Phil Gore ran a touch beyond 797 kilometres in 5 days, completing 119 laps of the 6.7k course to break the previous mark by 3 laps. So it works this way. Runners must complete a lap every hour. There's no sleep, there's no finish line. It's just last one standing wins.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, even just when we equalled that lap, the bar just keeps getting raised higher and higher, and I'm glad that I'm still able to keep up with it.
His cardiovascular system needs to be studied. How can he speak after running all of that way
That's
still?
sleep talking.
Yeah, he has to be, surely.
You can't speak after watching Susie Patterson.
Tell me your secrets, all of them. And Aussie school kids seem to be lacking when it comes to writing skills. A new NAPLAN analysis has found a large number of Year 9 students are still only writing at a Year 4 level when it comes to punctuation and sentence structure. In a bid to fix the issue, resources will be added so writing is taught across subjects like science, maths and PE, as well as English.
The answer's actually been in front of us all along. It's an institute called Derek Zoolander's Centre for Kids Who Can't Read and want to learn to do other stuff good too.
Yeah, right.
So, it's small, I hear.
Yes, it's a centre for ants.
Now, over the years, we've found comedy gold everywhere, but one country has always pulled more than its weight. Here's our tribute to the dumpster fire that is the United States of America.
Can you see by the dawn's early light?
A mother-daughter duo are behind bars tonight, accused of giving people illegal butt injections.
Glendale police are calling a suspicious toilet
allegedly throwing poop toward her neighbor's yard.
Without getting into a whole lot of detail, what do you do on OnlyFans that could get these parents upset?
It's the 4th of July. This is the only time we can blow stuff up.
Can I go back? Can I go back, please?
Daryl! We're gonna burn couches!
heading back to Texas to pick up a load of balls.
The apparently now famous rat hole.
Whoa, look at that sinkhole. That's a crazy sinkhole. That's what I thought when I walked up here.
What do you think about the horn honking in the city?
Kill him. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Santa. And also we have, and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Danielle Borsi. I'm the Director of Marketing for Harry Carey's restaurant.
Well, let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
Silence of the Lamb. Has anyone ever seen the Silence of the Lamb?
Older women are often perceived as difficult to turn on.
There you go.
What? We get butterflies and we get a little action also.
Tomorrow's.
Right in the butt?
What?
We found him at the dollar store.
All those clips back to back make you think they actually need more guns. Not enough guns.
That's absolutely flawed.
It's not where I thought.
I didn't think it was going there, but it's our second last show. So why not?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking, you know, there's just so much. They've got so much confidence.
No.
You know what'll fix it?
Yeah, we're going to take a break. But we'll be right back. More Project.
Sorry, that was meant to be you, Georgie.
To be
I'll just take it from here. Look, we have had the privilege on this show of getting to know the leaders of this country, from pollies to sporting heroes and, honestly, everything in between.
Would you please welcome Prime Minister Anthony Albanese.
Kevin Rudd, welcome, sir.
Scott Morrison, welcome to the project.
G'day, Willie. Have you noticed we have a new PM? Are you across that? Yeah. Are you across that?
Who better to tell us all about it than the Prime Minister?
Well, I'll tell you who's better than me. It's Kitty Flanagan.
Over the years, we've got to know them as people, not just pollies.
I don't know how I missed this memo that you're a DJ. And
I am a DJ.
Can you be a sensitive, emotional leader of a country?
I think there's limits, you know. I'm really interested in Jacinda Ardern and her model of leadership.
Do you mind if I give you a hug?
Not at all.
I know that might seem strange, but I saw your piece on the project and it was incredible.
I just sank into this terrible pit of depression.
That's my famous Melbourne dog shot, by the way.
We need to talk about some defects, and I think I've seen one. Okay, this could be embarrassing because we're filming. That ladder is way too short.
We've asked the uncomfortable questions.
What's it like in your first day on the job to walk out to a lectern like that and just so blatantly lie to the world?
Clearly, my intention was to try to go out and make a case.
Can you point me to a big policy area where that balance has been struck in favour of farmers rather than miners?
Well, not straight off the top of my head.
What would it take to turn your opinion around in regard to that there is a massive shift in the global climate?
You tell me, how are you going to fix it? How much money are you going to throw at it? What's going to change it?
Does the coalition have a problem with Islamophobia?
No, I don't believe the Liberal Party does.
And been unafraid to call it as we see it.
Well, you have multiple
You have said
journalists
that Andrew Robb said something that he didn't.
I've read it with my own eyes today.
No, what Andrew...
I'll
let you finish. I apologise.
Wouldn't it be more honourable for you to say I don't want to take the money at all?
Well, I could. I mean, what would you suggest I did for the last 20 years? Have my family live in a shed?
Are you struggling? I always thought you were quite a successful businessman. I didn't think that your circumstances were so dire.
The Prime Minister stands up in Parliament and says, I honestly thought this would unite people. Give me a break. Stop the gaslighting. Be honest.
Oh, there's an open invitation for you to sit on the desk on the project one night. Do you think you'd like to do that?
No.
I mean, obviously Peter Dutton would like you to shut up, and so would Albo, presumably.
Well, so would you, presumably, but you shouldn't have asked me to come on the programme.
Not my choice, Sam.
From leaders of the country to some of the biggest names in sport.
Your coach admitted that he was coaching from the sidelines.
He said he made a motion.
You then smashed your racket. Do you regret that at all?
This week is 5 years since that fateful game against Collingwood, where that Collingwood supporter called you an ape and that set in motion a whole series of events, obviously. What are your memories of that night?
Not tonight. Indigenous round, and when I turned around and pointed, I was shattered that it was a 13, 14-year-old young girl. So from that point of view, I wouldn't have changed my actions.
For me, my ability to do anything physical was something that I used to pride myself on and used to give me mental strength. And bit by bit was being taken
You
away.
got a phone call that turned your life upside down. She said the dreadful words of something prohibitive. Something prohibited had been found in my sample.
If we are building the perfect F1 driver, what traits are we taking from Max? What traits are we taking from you?
Daniel's nose, for sure. And
but you said you were good at smelling.
Shayna Jack, you are back, baby.
Sure am. I'm really proud of myself. You know, I came back with a point to prove, and I proved it.
The biggest thing is just diving in, just doing it. Because everyone sits back and waits for the perfect time. There is no right time ever. Just take it on.
It was really beautiful. Never thought you'd call a shark beautiful. Never thought I'd call a shark beautiful. But it was. Now he's getting romantic. just give us a hug. Come on.
There's been moments of truth.
I don't like being identified as the guy from Silverchair, and that's probably from childhood trauma.
How did becoming a dad change you?
Whenever I came along, I just, I wept uncontrollably. Everything was coming together.
Without music, I don't know who the hell I am. You trying to make me cry?
What would be the most badass thing that you've ever done?
When I was young, I quite often fight with my elder brother. My weapon is my nail. So,
You used to scratch him. I never thought you were so aggressive.
But mostly, we're just grateful for the humble humans who've led by example.
Happiness really is about finding little pockets of joy and lightheartedness throughout your day.
It's what it's about, tearing yourself apart for the things you believe in. And all about creating opportunities for kids.
Someone once told me that this is not a dress rehearsal, it's the real show. And you can't go back. If you have a passion, if you have a dream, you need to go for it now.
We're only here for a short time, and it's not what we do, it's what we live.
So I went over and got him help immediately. And that beautiful boy brings me most days, and we saved him. Just wish we could have saved back. What you give, you get back. You give nothing, you get nothing back.
No matter how shit you feel, right? No matter how bad things get in your life, there is always a light. You just gotta open your eyes.
The main thing is to enjoy your life. You don't know what's around the corner. A great motto is think big, be bold, be courageous, and don't just lean in, leap in.
We are not a perfect show. There is no perfect show, and there are many things that I wish I could take back from things that I have said live on air to the nation. But we have celebrated people.
Yeah, that's true.
We've celebrated some excellent humans and some beautiful stories. And just looking back at that, I mean, I've just repeated myself. I don't have many words. I should probably go to Derek Zoolander's Centre for Kids. But wow.
Yeah.
I also think that we have asked the questions that people really want to know. Every time that you interviewed in particular a politician or Hamish, and it made me want to work on this show so that I could learn from you in how to do that and maintain, I don't know, all of your senses and just actually get to the heart of issues.
Well, that's incredibly kind of you to say, that you'd want to learn from me. I mean, education standards are clearly slipping. But no, just watching that package though, I do with the Dalai Lama.
That was a jump scare.
Yeah, when people ask me, or the people, the fact that we interview so many people that can have slipped my mind is absolutely, and that's just my experience. And listen to the number.
And I love learning from the Dalai Lama that he used to fight his brother.
Yeah.
So now, when my boys fight, I can tell my wife, relax, one of them could be the Dalai Lama.
I interviewed Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, after this, I'm going to interview Pete Helliar and Gorgi Coghlan. How about that?
Now, could there ever have been The Project without our next two guests? I mean, probably, but let's face it, it wouldn't have been nearly as great. Get ready to welcome back two of our all-time favourites.
She was the crucial Coghlan in the Project machine, bringing the love.
I can see Mum, a couple of little tears there, and I've got tears in my eyes too.
He was the Project's secret weapon, who found viral videos for valued viewers.
Wednesday rhymes with Wednesday, which means it's time for
My Old Wednesday.
Two of the show's best, bringing cutting-edge news to the public like nobody else could.
According to this study, Aussies find women way more believable than men.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
According to this study, Aussies find women way more believable than men.
Wow, that is so interesting. Over almost a decade, Pete Helliar made the west end of the desk his own, showing off the many strings to his bow. Hard-hitting political reporter.
Do you think Australia will keep its AAA batteries? This is a mistake, that the port hole is on the seaboard side.
Starboard.
Starboard. It's on the starboard side.
And of course, Hollywood starlet's sex object.
I look at all of your butts when you get up and walk.
You did not look at my butt.
I did. I walked by.
So, yeah, just going over here for a second, guys.
That's a good butt. Yeah.
You're a good actress. You're a very good actress.
Please welcome to the desk for the first time, the Circle's Gorgi Coghlan.
The multi-talented Gorgi Coghlan was graceful, honest.
I'm a control freak.
And willing to bear all.
I do apologise if I've offended you.
She was never afraid to grill politicians.
Do you feel any responsibility for some of the criticism that's been levelled at our treatment of asylum seekers?
And she has the best set of pipes in the business. It just wouldn't have been the project without these two. But with both of them now living busy lives, would they ever grace the desk one last time? Let's end this package and find out.
Get your triangles out for one last time. Please welcome to the desk, Pete Helliar and Gorgi Coghlan. Oh, it's so wonderful to have you back on this desk. I mean, I don't know if you know, if you've been told, this is our second last show.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Really? It's a hell of a way to find out.
Actually quite shocking. Is there life after the project? What's it like out there?
That's pretty bleak. Let's make tonight a real banger, and we can maybe extend it for another week.
No, it's just such a joy to be back here. It's very emotional, and I suppose we've been all reflecting on how lucky we've been to be part of this incredible ride. And coming back in today, obviously lots of tears, lots of hugs, but so many memories and so many incredible moments. You look at all of those packages, just the people that we've been able to interview, the fun that we've had, and the team.
Yeah.
The best team in the biz, and so many beautiful human beings, and I just feel so lucky to have played such a small role in this incredible show.
We were very lucky to have, both of you and you, dirty old Coghlan. But that's an in-joke. I didn't say that.
Well, he gets cancelled on the penultimate night.
Were you lucky to wear that dress that night? Because
we were the lucky ones,
How do you remember? That was a wild night.
It was a wild night. It was very funny because Kelly Kearney was the funny story. I was in a different dress, and Kelly came running down and sort of said, "I don't think that dress is going to work tonight, George." And I was like, "Fair call. So let's put this one on." So then I rock up in that one. Now these are the days when Twitter was still okay and big, and I just remember it was a real rush to get it on, so we're there and we're doing the news, and suddenly Craig Campbell just messaged in and he said, "We're trending on Twitter."
And you know why? Because you got your tweets out.
It was pretty cold in the studio that night, Susie.
Had you ever thought about maybe wearing a flesh-coloured outfit yourself?
I'm all flesh from underneath it. But a lot of people have been sharing their photos, on Instagram and their memories. Those who have been on the show lots and then a few times. I want to share some of mine, just quickly. It's so lucky who we get. There's the baby driver guys. That was so much fun. That was a massive night.
Yes.
Those three legends in the studio. It was incredible. Rita Ora, bathtub thing on my head for some reason. Paris Hill, we're still dating, whatever. A little visual joke, the offspring, I'm keeping them separated. They haven't all aged well, Marlene. They haven't all aged particularly well.
I'll be going public with a story about that night at some point.
You look very comfortable. Your eyes are closed. You look like... But to be honest, you think that one's bad.
Yeah, oh, what?
This one, it's the second last show. We can show it. This is the photo that the public were never supposed to see. This is Hughesy, and that's... that is the one, though. And that's how I joined the project.
Hey, Helliar goes out with a bang.
I love a private jet. I love a jet.
I don't know if you two will remember this, but my first ever show on the project, you were both on the desk. I can prove it with photo evidence. They're just getting that ready.
Oh,
so that's baby Susie with, her tweets out as well, mostly. Hamish McDonald.
Hamish trying to be cool with
doing the shuckers.
Yeah.
You have been pivotal. It's very hard to be earnest as a comedian, but this show is getting us there. You've been absolutely pivotal. I can't remember a time sitting on the desk with the two of you when I didn't feel either absolutely heartbroken by the honesty of Gorgi Coghlan or just pissing my pants because of Pete Helliar.
Oh, well, thank you. And it's been an absolute joy to be on the show and to be on this desk. When I joined, I didn't know, Hughesy was big shoes to fill. I didn't know if I was going to be accepted, but it was just amazing. And to the people who are now in my life as a result of this show, all the meeting those celebrities are part of it, but it's the people that I love. And I'll say this to you, Waleed, in particular, I'm a better person for having you in my life, and I really mean that. You are an incredible human being and a great mate, and it's just been extraordinary to be on the desk when you and Carrie, who we shared a lot of those years together. We're doing your thing and doing it so well.
Oh, thanks, mate. That's unbelievably kind of you to say.
And I know we're getting to wrap up, but can I just add to Pete's sentiment that not only are you a magnificent friend, but I reiterate what Pete said, sitting next to you every single night, being able to do this show was a masterclass in how to be an extraordinary human.
Oh, no.
And thank you for everything that you've done for all of us, because you have led this show from go to woe and just been such an honour to sit next to you.
That's unbelievable. I think we can all agree I ultimately led it into a ditch. But
he let me sit next to him.
I just want to say one thing, because we are running out of time, but both of you are actually really formative in my experience on the show, because we might forget this, but obviously started with Carrie, but she went off and had a baby. And then it was you filling in for the next 3 months. And for that to be my introduction to the show, this couldn't have happened if you guys weren't so unbelievably extraordinary.
So sorry that was your introduction to the show.
No. We'd love to keep going, but the network has other shows apparently. So in the meantime, would you please thank the wonderful...